Even though women are the majority of the world's farmers, producing between 60 to 80% of food in developing nations, drought, heat, floods and the resulting dislocation interrupt harvest cycles and deny women secure livelihoods. Given their central role in food production, this puts households, community and national food security at risk. Despite this, women's voices are still not heard in debates on climate change at the local, national, regional and international levels. The aim of the Climate Justice hearings was organized by the Abibimman Foundation and to upscale local solutions and strengthen the voices of the most affected to influence negotiations and plan of action on climate change. Addressing participants on effects of climate change on women's livelihood in the northern region, the Assembly member of Wulungu electoral area of the West Mamprisi district, Menuna Sando, lamented that the gradual cutting down of trees for fuel greatly affects women since they travel several miles to get firewood. This, according to her, does not only deprive the women of quality time to run other economic activities, but also puts them at the risk of being raped by alien headsmen.
Experts have argued that climate change is discriminatory and makes women in rural communities more vulnerable as they perform both productive as well as reproductive roles. Women are affected in different ways and times, and this briefly illustrated. A lady was raped by a Fulani man in the bush in her quest to fetch firewood. She came home and reported to her husband only to be sacked by her husband for her moral acts. As a result of the embarrassment, she traveled to Kumasi for Kaya business. Only God knows the number of rural women who go through this ordeal.
He said the perennial floods, seasonal droughts and extinction of certain medicinal plants meant to aid conception are some of the effects of climate change on women in the northern region, especially the rural communities, and called on government to take pragmatic steps to arrest the situation. A representative from Abibimman Foundation, Ms. Gloria Kafui Amega, admitted that climate change in Ghana has become a threat to livelihoods and urged government to incorporate gender concerns into the climate change discourse and processes. She also made these demands.
We therefore demand that African leaders be very vigilant and take key interest in the negotiations with the interest of women and children at heart. Sea defenses must be constructed with immediate effect for the coastal region and for those who have been affected. Sustainable adapted crops for agricultural inputs and affordable credit and financial facilities for women and the provision of alternative livelihood must be provided for the coastal, forest and savanna belts respectively.
Other speakers emphasized that without the involvement of women in planning and decision-making, the quality of adaptive measures will be limited and their successful implementation will remain doubtful.